There are a number of published research studies in the fields of writing composition and second language instruction that seem to indicate that non-native English speakers, that is, students and researchers for whom English is a second language, may have more issues with plagiarism than native English speakers. However, these research results are inconclusive, because in most cases the sample sizes are so small. However, some convincing arguments have been made by these researchers that non-native English-speaking researchers may use more verbatim text in their writings due to the extra difficulties they may have coming up with alternative ways of phrasing things in English. In other words, due to their inability to paraphrase source text adequately. For example, Diane Pekawari conducted a study of writing samples of non-native English-speaking postgraduate students and graduate students in 2003 and in 2008. In each case, the students copied a large section of their in-class writing assignments verbatim, meaning word for word from their sources. For a particularly prominent example of a non-native speaker who plagiarized, the Turkish physicist Yilmaz was one of a number of researchers whose papers were flagged in the online computer science and physics preprint server archive for potential plagiarism by a computer program that searched for copied text. He wrote a response to these allegations in the form of a letter to the editor of the journal Nature, claiming that he and other non-native English speakers needed to borrow language from their sources to write acceptable scholarly English. He says in his letter, "Borrowing sentences in the part of a paper that simply helps to better introduce the problem should not be seen as plagiarism, even if our introductions are not entirely original. Our results are, and these are the most important part of any scientific paper." What did Yilmaz mean by borrowing sentences? The link given here takes you to a site where you can see one of Yilmaz's papers, with the copied sections highlighted. Despite Dr. Yilmaz's protestations to the contrary, borrowing sentences is not generally acceptable in academic writing. You will be expected to properly paraphrase, meaning rewrite in your own words, your sources in your writing. If you do borrow text, you will be expected to put it in quotation marks or use indentation as well as provide attribution for the text.